AMD might as well give up in the GPU market if they can't actually gain traction with the current situation regarding NVIDIA having absolutely no 40 series graphics cards on the market, absolutely no 50 series graphics card on the market, and point blank, let's just be honest, NVIDIA as a company in whole
sucks right now.
The AMD 9070, I'm being real with this one, dude. If I was AMD, I would significantly undercharge for this graphics card so that they can actually gain traction in the market of graphics cards, because there is no denying that AMD, listen, I understand the 10% of the population with an AMD graphics card loves to make it known to the entire world that their graphics card is really nice and it has awesome raw performance without any artificial intelligence. I genuinely mean this. If AMD cannot gain traction, they literally might as well give up in the GPU market, because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity for them. There is literally no graphics cards for sale, period. Not just the new 50 series graphics card. I'm talking quite literally any graphics card you will not be able to obtain unless it's a Potato RTX 4060. In the first quarter of 2024, NVIDIA had 88% of the desktop GPU market, while AMD had 12%. Okay, so there you go. For everybody that already left a comment asking me why I have a hat on, almost as if I didn't just get back from snowboarding, it's almost like I don't have a life other than standing right here in front of a camera. So I really appreciate your question asking me why my apartment is so cold. Real quick, just wanted to say that if you would like a PC from me, my Facebook business page is linked down in the description below. I do not charge you anything other than the cost of parts, which I do in fact give you a full list of everything with the final cost before I order it all with my own money. You do not pay me anything until you see the video, the performance, the benchmarks, and all of that kind of stuff. So again, link down in the description below. So this right here, this is a problem, okay? With the prices of everything, listen to me, okay? It is a fact. Very, very, very few people own an AMD graphics card. 10% literally just showed that to you in this video, okay? AMD needs to take a loss. They need to take a loss on this graphics card. They have other places that they can make their money. They either take a loss on there's no other way for me to like get around saying this, dude. Like with what NVIDIA did for the paper launch of the 50 series, that's super messed up. That's not for like maybe, I'm going to guess probably like 90% of the population, or in other words, 90% of the population that owns a graphics card from NVIDIA. 90% of us were probably sitting in front of a computer, sitting on our phone, sitting on a laptop or whatever, some sort of display in order to try to buy one of the RTX 5090s online. Can you imagine being one of the 10% of people camping outside of a Micro Center for 2 full straight days to find out Micro Center does not even have more than one RTX 5090? I'm pretty sure, I forget the name of the podcast. I'm pretty sure it was Moore's Law is Dead podcast. Like and keep in mind, this is the most amount of them. Like there was a Micro Center in, I forget whether he said Austin. It was either in Texas, somewhere in Texas, or in California. But either way, it was like one of the biggest Micro Centers in the United States. 40 5090s, dude. 40. The biggest, most populated 40, bro. There's like hundreds of people outside of like literally every single Micro Center on the planet. Hundreds of people lined out, and most of these Micro Centers got like 3 or 4 5090s. Can you imagine being one of those people? And then they started this with the 40 series. You know, they like the 40 series was limited as well. But dude, the 50 series is an absolute joke. And at least for me, as somebody running a PC business, dude, not having the ability to buy any graphics card, no 4070 Ti, no 4080, no 4090, no 5080, no 5090, nothing at all. The only graphics cards available, 4060 and then AMD. And listen, okay, like I said, have in fact attempted to sell AMD GPU computers in the past. The Intel, the NVIDIA, or the NVIDIA graphics, because AMD CPUs, Intel, it doesn't really matter at this point anymore. In all fairness, the AMD CPUs with 7800X3D, that's been selling extremely well for me. And then the i7 is another really popular one that sells. But as far as graphics card go, NVIDIA, 100%, dude. Like these computers that I'm building and selling, they all sell within a week or two. AMD, we're talking like at least 6 months. That computer will be sitting in my apartment at least 6 months, most likely closer to the year. Okay. There is a reason that what I showed you about Google, this is Google, dude. You can feel free to look this up. I didn't like put anything special. What is the percentage of AMD to NVIDIA graphics cards? This is 2024. Okay. This is a once in a lifetime, quite literally, opportunity for AMD to unscrew themselves. Okay. There's no denying AMD needs to make some serious improvements in the GPU market. So I think I've went on enough about this. I want to show you one more thing really quickly, and that is this right here, idiot. Okay, so right here is King Hank Super Console X2 Pro, the best retro gaming console ever. So the reason I wanted to show you this because I love retro game. I literally just got this. It come in the mail. It's one of the new 8-bit or one of the new 8-bit do Super Nintendo controllers. I have this one from them. This one looks like an actual legitimate Super Nintendo controller. This one has like the joy stuff. But yeah, dude. So anyways, the King Hank consoles, like that's actually one of the more popular videos on my gaming channel. Like the best emulation consoles that are plug and play. I absolutely love retro gaming. And now one other thing. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to keep this portion where I said this. I might delete it and then just keep this part of the video. Okay. The comments, I genuinely care about a lot of people that watch my content. Okay. But the comments of people giving feedback and trying to, and I understand it. Okay. I do understand it, but dude, the PC channel and the gaming channel, these are specifically intended for me to be myself and for me to share things that I find interesting and would be looking up on my own already. So while I understand that there are times I get a bit too far off topic, the reason that happens is because I don't have other friends. Like, so what I said about snowboarding, I might keep that. I don't remember how this video flowed. I just kind of go with how things go and whatever. If the video comes out good, it comes out good. If it comes out bad, it comes out bad. I do my best to make good videos for people, and I always share the title at the very beginning of the video because I know I'm going to get off topic. But the reason that I talk about things and I get so off topic sometimes is because I don't know. You could probably imagine what it's like to not have anybody to talk to. And look, you can go ahead and tell me that I can go and get a therapist. That's what they're for. I'm old enough to understand that me going and getting a therapist to talk to, all that's going to happen is they are going to tell me what I want to hear. They're not somebody that I can actually talk to and trust. That is just a fact, okay? At least from my experience, okay, dude? So I use YouTube as that whatever function to be me. And it's like when there's things that I want to talk about, whether or not that's some sort of like therapy, me struggling with depression or something, it doesn't matter, dude. Or maybe I find a TV show on Amazon interesting, or maybe whatever, dude, whatever. I want to show you a freaking Super Nintendo controller. Yeah, like if I want to share something with people, man, I'm going to do that. And it's like, while I understand that some of the comments and people apparently I mean, they apparently just value their time so much, and they're really busy. It's almost like I'm just like really dumb and think that when somebody's sitting on YouTube that they kind of have free time. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just weird. Maybe I'm just weird and I'm just like I guess I don't know how to think properly, but in my mind, the way I think is that when people are on YouTube watching videos on YouTube, that means they're not busy. So I mean, what's the longest video I've ever uploaded? Probably like an hour. What is the length of the majority of my videos? This one is 16 minutes right now, unless I cut out the other part of this part that I'm kind of repeating myself with. So, so while I do understand it, dude, I talk to people and I treat you as my friend. That is literally the description of all my Dan Does channels. I am literally that is the description of my channels, dude. Go to my channel and look at the description of it. It says, I am your online goofy friend talking about this. Depending on the channel. Is it the PC channel, the gaming channel, the car channel, the talks channel? You know what I mean? Like, that is what I am. So I'm treating you the exact same way. You are my friend. I'm your friend. You're my friend. Okay? That's how it works. I'm not your friend and I don't want to be your friend. I think I said that right. So you see what I'm saying, dude? Like, I'm just talking and I'm being myself and I'm just like, listen, okay? I don't care what anybody says. YouTube is it's a serious mental battle, and it doesn't. I'm not saying that I don't enjoy it. I'm not saying that I'm not grateful. I'm not saying that, oh, poor little me. Oh, poor me. I gotta work for myself. Oh, it's poor me. That's not what I'm saying, dude. But there is a serious like mental aspect to YouTube, and it isn't just comments of people leaving constructive feedback that slowly turn you into somebody that you're not, because regardless of whether or not you're attempting to put on a fake face and just be somebody that you like clearly are not, when comments are left asking you to do things and you're like me and you care about the people in your comments, you take that as feedback and you want to please them. But because you're trying to please them, it turns me into somebody that I am not, because I'm attempting to not talk about random shit like I am right now. So I'm not being authentic to myself. And it makes me, and as much as you may think, oh, well, who cares? He's not whatever, including some freaking talk for 5 minutes that nobody cares about. I care about that, because what ends up happening if I don't is I start thinking about it and I dwell on it and I feel like I can't share it. And then that puts me into a bad mood, and that impacts how I create my videos. And I end up complaining about some other YouTuber that doesn't even deserve to be complained about, you know, like, so it shows in my, like, you can probably see this every once in a while, and it isn't because I'm some like prick. It's because like, it's stuff that builds up, dude. Like, when you're a creator and you're doing YouTube, your mind literally never shuts off. Like, you may think that I'm just sitting here talking in front of a camera and then I'm going to go and edit this. And then at the end of the day, I spent about an hour on my video and uploading the video. You have no idea what I do the rest of the day. I'm thinking of video ideas. I'm trying to figure out how to structure a video. I'm trying to figure out what I want to share. I'm listening to the podcast on my morning walk and evening walk, which are both an hour. That's 2 hours worth of podcasts that I'm listening to, so that I actually know what I'm fucking talking about when I share stuff with you guys. Like, it isn't just me sitting in front of a camera speaking about stuff. It is me, like, all day, every single day is all I ever do. And that's my fault for doing that. This is just something that I found makes me happy, and I'm not trying to complain about everything, but this is what's on my mind, so I'm speaking about it. So I don't even really need to apologize, okay? But so I love what I do, and I wouldn't do it if I didn't, but there absolutely is times where it frustrates me specifically the gaming and PC channel, because those really are me just being myself. So when I get that feedback or constructive criticism, I take that as a whatever. I take that as something being like pointed at me as a person, as an individual. So like the other day, like where look, man, I'm being, and again, it was, and the reason that I even care about this is because YouTube shows me when somebody is subscribed to me, at least most of them, if your subscriptions are public, and it'll show like a little red YouTube dot. So when I like hover over that and somebody's been subscribed to me for 4 months and they leave a comment about me hating on the guy that got a 5090 and melted his wire, look, dude, I thought it was pretty obvious that me saying, oh, it's okay, buddy, let me show you how to insert a wire. You just put it straight and then you put it right in there. You don't try to jam it against the walls. It doesn't make it feel any better. You literally just take the wire and you put it right in there. That's what you do. That's literally what I did. How is that not obvious that I'm joking around? I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. If that doesn't, I mean, just that alone should be obvious. You know what I mean? Like, I would consider that pretty clear, and just like, oh, hey, he's messing around right now. He clearly doesn't think this guy is an idiot and doesn't know how to plug in his GPU properly. Dude, of course I'm not thinking that. Why would I be making fun of somebody that just barely bought a graphics card for $2,000 and it melted on him? Why would I actually be making fun of that person? Like, dude. So either way, man, if the person that left that comment is watching this video, I was joking. Okay, and in all fairness, you're like, that's the reason I deleted that video is because of that. Plus the audio is messed up. So those two things combined together, I was like, I'm just gonna delete this video and whatever. Tomorrow I'll remake this is pretty much the exact same title, just done in a different way. And I didn't really share any of the other stuff from the other day because I found new stuff, and I thought it would be more appropriate to just strictly talk about nothing but AMD at the beginning, and then this retro console, and then leave the second part of me talking about how whatever, just how and why I am the way I am, and why I share things the way that I share things. And in simple terms, man, what friend do you have? And this is a serious question. What friend do you have where you talk about nothing but the one thing, but just like one thing? What friend do you have where you do that? Like, what friend would you sit down and hang out with for 20, I don't know how long this video is going to be. For me, it's 24 minutes. But how long would you just sit down for 24 minutes and just talk about nothing but AMD's RX 9070? Or would you also start talking about NVIDIA stuff, and maybe you run a PC building business, and maybe you tried to build a computer and you made the mistake of putting an AIO on the top of your case before you actually plug the CPU power connectors from your power supply in? Anybody that's ever built a PC before knows my frustration right now, because I've done that many times. Still to this day, I still do it. And then I have to take the friggin' AIO off and plug the power in. Or maybe you like me and you like playing retro video games. Hey, not everybody likes one thing and one thing only. You know, like, that's just like, I mean, maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I'm crazy to like more than one thing. Maybe I'm just like out of my mind, and like other people literally just like one thing and don't care about anything else, you know? So yeah, man, point blank, I'm just trying to be your friend, and I share things with whatever is on my mind. And the thing that was on my mind today was just really wanting to make it clear that the constructive feedback, while I do appreciate it at this point and at this stage, it is just becoming very clear to me that anytime, because I know, so there's constructive feedback in the beginning when you're starting a YouTube channel, that I do think there's like a benefit to that, because you don't you don't necessarily know what you're doing. And I'm still learning. I'm not saying I know everything. So obviously, if there is a comment that would actually be of use to me and not some comment trying to make me or turn me into somebody that I'm not, then I would take that as constructive feedback. But as far as the videos go, how I create my videos, and then who I am as a person, the constructive feedback to that, I'm just going to ignore it at this point, and I'm going to delete the comments. I'm not going to be that person that ignores their comment section, because the entire reason that I do YouTube still is because of the community aspect. It's just like, that's why I do YouTube, man. Yes, the AI and the animation channel, those are different. I literally strictly built those because I knew what I was doing, and I knew I could grow those, and I knew that the AI thing was about to boom, and I knew animation was booming, and I knew, like, you know what I mean? Like, I knew that those were doing well, and I knew that I could do that. So yes, those are different, like, whatever, but I don't need to continue to ramble on here. I've said enough, and I've said what I wanted to say. So whatever comes to my mind for the next video, I will also share that. And if you don't want to listen to me, you don't have to listen to me. Like I said, and I've said this many, many times, dude, I'm not trying to be like everybody else. Everybody else is copying one another. You can go and watch one of the millions of other creators that are just copy and pasting one another. There's millions of them. Like, how many people do you like? And this isn't me trying to toot my own horn, so to speak. How many PC channels? This is a serious question. How many PC channels do you know also run a PC building business? How many PC channels do you know charge their audience nothing for the computers? How many? I'm going to guess none. And even if they're building computers, they're definitely marking them up a couple $100s for you to buy, which is understandable to a certain extent, because with Shopify, which I do not have, which I do want to do, I feel like I can't, because if I start a Shopify store, that means I have no choice but to mark these computers up at minimum 6%. And while 6% may not seem like a lot, you got to keep in mind that I'm building 2 or 3 computers every single day, and most of them are upwards of $4,000 to $5,000. So that's a lot of money on top of what they're already costing. So if I build a computer for $5,000, that means I have no choice but to sell that computer for $5,250 plus shipping. That's going to be another $100 to $200 plus insurance on the shipping. That's also going to be another $200. So at the end of the day, this $5,000 computer is now $6,000 because I chose to make a Shopify store. Whereas right now, it's just kind of, I have my PC building business page on Facebook, and I just sell stuff there through there. And then whatever the parts are, like if I have a computer that cost me $1,500 to buy parts for, that's all I charge people for. And there's no fees that I have to make up for unless people use PayPal, because I have a business account with PayPal. Unfortunately, that's a part of the game with using PayPal. Cash App doesn't take any fees, so if people have Cash App, they don't charge any fees. And then another payment where they don't have any fees is Zelle. So it's like Zelle and Cash App, like I don't charge anybody a markup, but PayPal, I have no choice but to mark up the computer. I want to say it's like 4 to 5%, because unfortunately PayPal doesn't just ignore the markup from that percentage. The way PayPal does it is it's kind of like the stock market. It has a compounding effect. And anybody with a PayPal business page knows what I'm talking about and how much of an irritating headache it is to do the math. So, like, let's say there's a $10,000 worth of stuff that I sell. So we have $10,000 with a 3% fee. That's what PayPal says they take 3%. So what would happen is that would be like a $300 fee just for using PayPal. But what you don't understand is that it's now like, in order for me to make up for this 3% fee, like, I don't have to just charge $10,300, because then you have the 3% on top of the $10,300. So then you have to mark it up to, it's like, it's just stupid how it has this compounding effect. I don't know, dude. Like, there's a reason very few people use PayPal anymore. Let's just put it that way. So anyways, yeah. Point being, how many creators in the tech space or PC space do you know do this for their audience? And look, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, dude, but I'm going to guess that I'm the only one that does that. And I know that I've been doing this for a very long time. So I'm fully aware that I'm in a situation where I'm able to do that, and where I don't need to charge my customers anything because of how long I've been doing this. And, I have, all the other videos from the affiliate stuff with Amazon, and then affiliates with all the other companies that I work with, and then the brand deals sending me stuff at this point. So yes, I'm fully aware that, if you're starting a business and you're starting out on YouTube, then yes, you have to mark these computers up, because of course you need to make a living. But that isn't what I'm saying. Like, I'm just saying, like, point blank, like, how many people do you even know build computers for their audience? Period. Like, the only one that I'm aware of is Zach's Tech Turf. I'm pretty sure that's his name. I haven't watched him in a really long time because he hopped on the shorts bandwagon, and I absolutely hate shorts. I do not like shorts whatsoever. So I haven't watched him in a long time, but I'm pretty sure that's his name, Zach's Tech Turf. He's the only PC builder that I know. And I don't like, there's obviously people on YouTube that build computers, like PC Centric. I watch him. There's, Ed's Tech Source has built a few computers that I've seen. I've been watching him for a long time. I watched him when he got his Lamborghini. I've been watching him for a really long time. I don't think he has it anymore though, but Setup Wars is how I found him. It's actually how I got the idea for my setup. Is there was somebody, it was a streamer or something. They had a really super sick backdrop, and I'm like, you know what? I want to do something like that. So that's why I have the big TV back there. That's why I got my computer all the way over there. That's why I have all this over here. That's why I got a standing desk here. That's why I build my computers right there. It's just, I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this video, man. It's getting pretty long. I just really wanted to say that to people, that the other day with the video I deleted, man, I really did think that was pretty obvious, that I was just joking around. And again, I wouldn't have deleted it. I wouldn't have if the audio wasn't messed up. But the gain on the new mixer, it was cranked all the way to the maximum, and it was distorted. And no matter what I did in the audio editing, it sounded like it was recorded on a freaking potato. So that's really what pushed me to I was just like, I'm just going to make a different video tomorrow. Who cares? But then again, what I said is, like, if there's something that I want to say and don't say it, I end up dwelling on it, and then I come across as being upset or frustrated in the video, which I'm not upset or frustrated. It was sitting on my mind, and I'm trying to make it clear that I want to say what I want to say to people, and I'm not going to filter myself. I'm going to say what I want to say to people. So I'm not like angry or upset, but it's like, you can see where I'm going. It's that like that cycling effect. It's like when you something happens to you, something bad happens to you. You start dwelling on the bad thing that happened here, right? And then in 2 days from later, you're way down here in a really depressed state, and then you finally realize, oh shit, why the fuck do I care about this thing that happened 2 days ago? And then you're back to your normal self, because you realize, you finally got it off your chest to either tell somebody or you recognize it on your own. So I'm going to end the video, man. Peace.